Hello everyone. We're going to attempt for a second time to do a setup and play through a short U-boat command on B17 Flying Fortress Leader on the Vassal module I'm putting together. See if we got enough of it straightened out that it's not going to irritate me. Um, I, I am a mechanic by trade, not a computer programmer, so this takes me longer than probably your normal everyday uh, guy would. But let's see what we got here. So today we're going to do the short U-boat campaign. First things we're going to do, well, let's start from the beginning. How about we go ahead and open up Flying Fortress Leader. Get a new game. And we're going to select short U-boat focus. Then we will go in and hit setup because I want everything removed for me. That should give me in 1942 all my AC cards, my aircraft factories and stuff should all be non-German. I should only have the U-boat ports, and we do. And I should only have the airplanes that I need. Yes. Now, the other thing I will use is I have downloaded offline. I mean, off of Board Gang Geek. This handy dandy Accel Tracker, and I modified it a little bit as I want to do so that I can easily change things around. Just grab it and I don't have to do all that typing. I'm a hunt and peck type of guy, and so we made that easy on myself. I've also added the options in here and just put an X next to the one you're going to use. It'll add the appropriate points. And yes, if we're doing a 19, let's go with the Allied invasion. If we're going with the 1944 campaign, you see the veterans and novices drops down to 3, so it should be accurate. And so right now we've got 118 starting operations points, and we will go through and start popping in what we get as we draw them. Because I am using the random, we will send these to the bomber decks. And in this campaign, I've played it a couple times now, and I've done, my last one was actually pretty good starting out, but I was playing it on this, and I just ran into so many things I didn't like that I stopped and went in and fixed things for a while. So what we'll do here is, according to our campaign, I will spend almost all of my points right off the bat because you're going to get the 18 to start at the weekly SO point allotment, and that'll cover your weapons. And if you don't, and you go to purchase planes in the second turn, you're getting recruits instead of green. So I think it's worth getting your extra planes right away and not having extra points sitting around so you don't lose that. So without further ado, I will only get one fighter, and I think I usually just bring them in as recruit. So we're just going to draw one, and these are automatically shuffled up, and you only got the choice of the 2 anyway. So this time we get the 4th fighter group. Bring these closer together so we can see everything. I don't know about you guys, but as I get older, my eyesight goes to crap. And there we go. And he will be my recruit, one of the 2. As you see, there is a little wobble there, but the quality is good. And if you're just looking at the individual planes, you should not see that wobble. That's because I used my home um, HP all-in-one to scan all this stuff. So that took quite some time. It's also why I have the edges on there to kind of give things a little cleaner look. As you can see, sizes are a little different. I will nitpick myself. I just wish I was better. We're filling out on my sheet on the other page. Fourth fighter group slash Anderson. Okay, and he comes in at R. And that'll be it for him. And this is one of the things that I keep mentioning I will do, is I want to get automation in here. So for right now, let's put the Spitfire, let's put him down here, draw out Anderson. Anderson can stay right there. And Anderson gets out of the sun. So when we do that, we should be able to pull that out too. And there's out of the sun. I lost it. There we go. Trying to stack it on me. But we don't need it yet, so I will get rid of that. And actually, we don't need to drag this around neither, but I'll keep it on top of there. The things are still a little finicky. I will fine tune this as I go along, but as you can see, I'm starting to get the innovate. Oh boy, Greg, I'm starting to get the some of the inner works here where I want them, moving things around, automation, etc. Oh, back to drawing. Let's not get talking. All right, for our second recruit, we start delving into the bombers, and that's all the fighters I'll get. Really no sense to have too many of them. First bomber is the 92nd Bomber Group. He gets tech, but in this campaign that tech's not available. So 92nd. And so he will come in as a recruit. And a recruit 3. I will spend points on promotions too. He's one of them. That -2's got to go. Alright, he will start my first wing. Second bomber, Paradise Lost, 97th. He comes in as one of my greens. And he's already a +1, so that's good. The 97th Bomber Group. And he gets nothing special. Green 6. Alright. And that brings us to, I gotta remember to do this. We've got 8 and 24, which is 32 already. I also put in where I can keep track of my points spent, as long as I remember to type it in on the Excel sheet. So I have 86 points left to deal with. And 93rd comes in. The 93rd coming in is going to be my other green. You notice I'm doing this in order. Part of the fun of the randomization is you're not going to be able to pick and choose who's your greens and who is your skilled, etc. Because in the military you never had that opportunity. You got what you got and you dealt with it. You made whatever you had to have happen, and you would be happy. So 93rd Bomber Group is in there, and they cost me a whopping 16 points. So that brings us up to 48. Leaves me 70 points left to go. Now we'll start working on our second wing. First choice is 305th Bomber Group. I'll leave a space on my log sheet. And he will be my average. So he comes in as the average 6. And I think what I'll do is actually put him up there so he can be my experience in that. No, too late now. Too late now. 306th, or 305th rather. And he gets LeMay. So I gotta put that in there. And he is an average 6. Okay. And he costs me a whopping 12. So that brings us up to 60. Leaves us 58 left. Okay, next bomber. 44th, Little Abner. He will come in as green. Green 3. It's nice to have the extra B-24s for extra bomb carrying capability in this one. Right, and he costs us 16, so that takes us up to 76. We still have 42. Now, before I choose any more bombers, we're going to go through and take care of some other things. Don't worry too much. We're going to get automatically. We're going to get 2 wing commanders. So, and I forgot to put I meant to put a little deck in there to randomize them too, and I did not do that yet. So let's just go in here and get out the randomizer. Bear with me quick. Not open with, open file location. Greg, there we go. And in here somewhere I have everything's off of Board Game Geek. So everything you see or hear me using comes off of there. And I'll use this. I find this a little confusing because the one D6 portion of this, and I don't have my dice handy. I'm just using D10, and I'll re-roll if I get a higher than 6. So we got a 4 and a 1. So that 4 makes it 10, and the 1 makes it 11, and then that brings in Wilson. So Wilson will be our first wing commander. And our second wing commander will be 6, Johnson. I always like getting Raper, and I'm not getting him this time. The evasion will help. The evasion, if you have evasion, you can't attack fighters if you use it, and if you use it to avoid flak, you get a -1 air to ground. I saw somewhere online somebody was using that you can't attack on both, so I double checked the rules while I was watching it, and you get a -1 on air to ground to use it against flak. That'll come in handy. They come free as part of the bomber wing optional points. And trust me, all this makes things kind of rough because I can't mix and match. I get what I get. Next thing I want to do is I'm going to get recon. Need that recon. And I'm going to buy both of them. Part of me wants a stack for this, but I'm afraid people think they're free. I'm kind of torn as to how I want to handle the recon in this Vassal module. Because if you leave it out there, nothing's keeping you from putting 6 to 10 of them on the board. And, I mean, you only need 2 anyway. You can own. I'll probably just keep it the way it is. You can only have 2 targets a week. So I got the option. Do I want to spend 8 points or 16 points? I usually go with 8. This campaign, though, it helps having better. I'm going to go ahead and flip them both, and I'm going to spend 16 points. Something I haven't tried yet. Usually I just go for 4. That's going to take me up to 92. That leaves me 26 points left. That's going to be 1 bomber and some promotions, it looks like. So let's get a bomber. Good, it's some a B17. That gives me a chance. Bomber's going to come in as green. And that's Memphis Belle. And every campaign I've played in, they have not done me well. 91st Bomber Group / Ray. And they come in green 5. And that's another 12 points off. That gives me 104. That leaves me 14 points left. So now I have the choices to get the extra green plane or go for promotions. I got to go for promotions. There's no doubt about it, because it costs 4, I believe it is, to promote. And I'm going to double check that, so you'll notice me getting distance. I haven't played this enough to have all the rules in my mind yet, so bear with me. But I love it. This Corsair leader, Hornet leader. I just got IDF. Haven't had time to play that yet, because I delved right into this project. That's me. I can jump with the best of them. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. And the cost of 4 SO points. Yes, you can promote a group by 1 skill. So I have up to 3 promotions that I can still do here. He's definitely one of them. That's 1. Goes up to green. You know what? I'm going to get him up there. That's 2. That's 8 points. And 3, my Spitfire. He will be green. That's 12 points spent on promotions. Oops. That takes us up to 116. That leaves us 2 left, and that is where we are. Now I got to adjust what I just did. 91st green 5. 44th is green 3. 305th is average 6. It's that first group that was pretty slack, and 92nd is now green 4. And the 97th is green 6 still, and the 93rd is average 6. I figured they got more bombs. I want them at least to 0. And the Spitfire 4th is now green 5. Alright, that gives us our 2 wings. Let's put Mr. Defense Commander in. And all the planes coming against us that have frontal attack. That will hold true. Western deployment focus, I don't believe affects us, but I'm not positive again. Let's go look at that. Western defense focus. Going to give myself, well, Western deployment. Good thing about PDFs is they're so easy to Alright, Western deployment focus +1. When rolling to determine Luftwaffe squadron theater placement, add a +1 to the die roll. Theater placement, and we don't have theater placement in that, so that doesn't affect us. That's what I thought. And the surveillance radar is not in play because the campaign has no technologies. So, that being said, we get a Luftwaffe response of -2. We get 9 squadrons, and I haven't done any automation on this yet. I think Dean had asked about that. I'd like to. I just got to learn how to yet. So that'll be on my to-do list, and probably once I get this out, and hopefully DVG will like it enough to put it out there for everybody, then I can work on making it nice and bells and whistles. I don't know why I'm being so anal putting these together. They're just going to go out on the map, so let's stop that. And the other thing I meant to do was take the grid out, and I forgot to do that too. Alright, make myself notes. I can play with the grid though. Don't need a grid there. I thought it might make things nice, but it just kind of exasperates things, and I'll probably end up, if I am going to locate this, we're going to end up putting the zone designations in here, and etc., and that will just further exasperate things. So, all right, let's start rolling die. We're going to first Luftwaffe counter. We'll go to zone 7. Second, zone 2. Third, 14. Fifth, 11. Right in our face. Sixth, 15. Seventh, 12. Well spread out. 6, 7, 9. That's not horrible. The last one I played, it piled 4 of them up in 10 on me, and of course all your U-boat targets are down here in 6 and 8. So that was interesting. Did not fare well in that one either. Alright, weather pieces are already in place. Intel pieces are already in place. Targets, aircraft factories, we need 3 of them. Goes to target 1. Target 2. Target 3. Now, airfield targets, we need 3 of them. Steady if she goes. Alright, and then go up top side here. you have trouble with these menus like I just had there, just move your screen a little bit so there you got more meat to grab with. Sometimes it can be a little tricky. Okay. Oh, I sent two of them to 8, I believe. Yes. All right. Now, let's set up supply. We have 2, 2, and 2. And this is something I just added because I realized, I found later that I did it wrong. 1, 2, 3. They're all 2 supplies, so they all get a 2 supply. Nice. Okay. August is the month, doesn't really matter. We only have the 1 month. Yes, veterans, all 5 veterans. I'm working on that, by the way, not there yet. 42, all 5 veterans and no novices. So we just send them to the bandits. Last time I also had the S's in there, which was very fun. With included with those 4, so you can imagine what kind of fun I had on that. All right, what else do I have here? Double checking because it's all still kind of new to me. We got our event cards and everything ready. We got all of our bandits pulled or supply laid out. I believe, ladies and gentlemen, that is ready to go. So I'm going to wrap this video up and I'll do another one for week 1 of B17 Flying Fortress Leader from DVG Games, designed by Dean Brown. Great game, don't miss it. Thanks for joining me.